Hey everyone, today I'm going to tell you about my conch piercing. And yes, my ear is very red because my ear just tends to get very red very fast. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Now my piercings aren't completely healed yet, so my rook and my conch. I've had them for over half a year now. The rook I had it a little bit longer, but they still haven't completely healed. But they're in really thick cartilage, so it just kind of takes long to heal, and for everyone it's different, and with me they just don't really want to heal that fast. And this piercing, the helix, I've had since I was like 12, but I remember that it healed really quickly, but this is in like very flimsy cartilage, and the rest, like the conch and the rook, are in pretty thick cartilage, so I guess that has something to do with it. Now, I already made a video about my rook piercing, so if you're interested in that, you could go check that out. But today I'm going to talk about my conch piercing. I thought that would be fun, just in case you want one or whatever. So yeah, first of all, the pain. So it didn't hurt that bad. It hurt a little more than the rook. That's different for everyone, of course, but for me it hurt a little bit more than the rook. The rook didn't really hurt that much. It was more of an annoying feeling. Same goes for the conch. It just felt a little bit more annoying, but for the most part this was because the piercer pierced it with a needle, and then she put jewelry in it, but the jewelry was a little bit thicker than the needle itself. And she had a reason for doing this. I'm not really sure what it was, but that was just really annoying, and yeah, that's kind of what hurt the most. For the most part, it was pretty fine, and then it just kind of kept on feeling annoying for about an hour. It felt really warm, and my ear got very red, but my ear's very red right now as well. I don't know why it always does that, but yeah, it didn't hurt that bad, and it was just kind of annoying for about an hour, and then the annoyingness or pain, I don't really feel like it was really pain. It's just kind of annoying, of a beating, warm feeling, you know. That went away after an hour, and then it was pretty much fine. Only when you would like touch it or whatever, just touch it like that, or your hair would get stuck behind it, it would hurt a little bit. But that only lasts for a day, and the next day wouldn't really hurt when you would touch it or whatever, unless you would touch it kind of more harshly. And sleeping on it actually didn't really hurt, which was really weird. I tried to avoid sleeping on it because you're not really supposed to sleep on piercings when you've just got them. But when I did sleep on it, it didn't hurt at all, which was really weird because sleeping on the rook did hurt. And the rook is kind of more inwards in your ear, whereas the conch actually comes out at the back and stuff, and it's more on the edge, so I would feel like it would hurt more when you would sleep on it. But it didn't, at least not for me. So that was kind of weird, but kind of cool as well. I never really experienced much pain with it for the rest. I mean, with the rook, it kind of started to hurt a little bit, you know, kind of, it would get kind of an annoying feeling after a few days, and it would start to swell up. With the conch, I haven't really experienced anything like that. I mean, it would get crusties, but it wouldn't really get swollen or whatever. However, after I had it for about a week, I think it was a week exactly, I woke up and I felt really dizzy, and it was bleeding a little bit, so maybe I just hid it in my sleep or whatever, because I was sleeping on it because it didn't hurt. I mean, I always sleep on this side, and I decide to get piercings on this side every time. I just woke up and I felt kind of dizzy, and there was a little bit of blood that had come out of it. But I just decided to clean it, and then I ate, and then I was all fine, and then it never bled or anything like that ever again. So that was just kind of weird, but overall I haven't experienced anything bad with it. I mean, with the rook, it still swells up sometimes, especially when I've just cleaned it, and it still looks very red, and with the conch it looks pretty fine, it just gets crusties. Overall, it doesn't really hurt that bad, and no, it doesn't really hurt that bad when I try to like fold over my ear. It used to kind of hurt when I would try to fold over my ear, but now it doesn't anymore. So no, it doesn't hurt at all. The rook is just, I don't know, I feel like the rook is just being a little bit of annoying to heal. The conch is doing pretty fine. It hasn't completely healed yet, but it's only been about 6 months, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, and the rook I've had for a little longer, but it just doesn't really heal as quickly. I just Clean it with a sea salt solution. I try to do it every day, but sometimes I forget or I'm too lazy, so I should probably be better at doing that. But yeah. For the price, it was the same price as the Rook, which was 50 euros, but because I got the Rook shortly before it, I got 5 euros off, so it was 45 euros for the conch. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, it's doing pretty fine right now. Didn't really hurt, just getting the jewelry in was a little bit more annoying than getting the Rook. And I didn't feel dizzy afterwards with the Rook. I did because I stood up too quickly after getting it, and also I hadn't eaten a lot before it, so I was kind of hungry and all. And with the conch I wasn't hungry because I ate before it. And I told the piercer that I was feeling dizzy after I got my Rook, so she actually made me sit down a little bit longer. And that really helped, and I didn't feel dizzy afterwards. But you know, with the Rook, that was just my own fault. So yeah, but I guess that was pretty much all I needed to tell you about it. So if you have any more questions, please leave them down below in the comments and I will try to answer them. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, informative, stuff like that. So yeah, thank you for watching and have an amazing day. Bye!